Hello, this is Charles Tippy from the Ed Services Department, and this part two of the tutorial, participants will learn how to create an EADMS assessment administration using the new teacher managed session IDs. And this is part two of the tutorial, so after you have created your test, now we will go in and create an administration, which is a specific time where we will give the test. So the first thing we'll do is hover over testing and then click on manage test. And then it's best to type in, you can either search for the test by name or type in the test ID number. So go ahead and do that. And then you're going to click on manage. And then over here you can see different administration. So an administration is really just a specific time that you gave the test. So if you're doing a pre-test and a post-test, you would have a separate administration for that. If you give the same test over different years, academic years, then each year would have a separate administration. Same thing if you gave it during first semester and then the same test during second semester. So any specific time that you administered the test would have an administration. So we'll go ahead and add the test administration, and we want to make sure that we give this something that is specific to a time. So it can be something as simple as spring 2014. You could do something like first semester, or give it the month of the year. And then the start date is the first day that the test can be administered. It's okay if the date is in the past. And then the end date would be the last possible day that the test would be given. So I'll do June 13th. And then on type, you almost always want to do both. Even if your kids are primarily testing online, you might have that rare occasion where you need to print a scan sheet. And then a bunch of options are going to show up right here. For the most part, we want all of these selected, and then we are going to click on Teacher Manages Test Session, and that changes the screen a little bit. And then we will do results to show. Now there's different options here. After the student submits the test, none will not give them any feedback at all. Score would give them a percentage number. Summary and score would give them a percentage, and will also show them the questions and the ones they got wrong and the correct answer. And then summary would just give the questions and the correct answers. So kind of depends on what you're doing as far as which ones you choose. I'm going to do the summary and score right now. And then everything else, we're just going to leave it how it is and hit the save button. And then you have to have different names there, as you could see. So I'll hit save. And now your test is ready to be administered to students. I do have the next tutorial set up to show you how to administer the test and how the kids will take it, but I'll show you that real quick right now. To administer the test and create a session ID, which is kind of the secret passwords that the kids will use to take the test, you just hover over testing and then go down and click on online test administration. You find your actual test. And on this one, I'm going to do the spring 2014 administration number 2. I'll click on that, click on administer the test, and then click OK. And then I'm going to verify that I have the right test selected, and I do, the correct test administration selected. And then I'll click on start session. And now it's going to generate this session ID, and that's what the students will type in the addition to their student ID. They'll type that session ID to access the test. So to review, we learned how to, in the first tutorial, you learned how to create an assessment. This one taught you how to create the testing session. And in the third part of the tutorial, you would learn more about how to administer the test to the students.